Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another exciting edition of Saturday Night InSaNiTy. Oh, God. My smoker's cough. Oh, hello, my wall. How are you? I'm quite well, thank you. Oh, well, are you going to be co-hosting the show tonight? No, you're just a fucking idiot. Okay, let's move the camera over here. My wall is an asshole, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bring the boys in here, shall we? There's the boys. How you doing, hello, the boys?
Yo.
Pretty good.
Good.
Why are we looking at your wall? Oh, okay. Yeah. What the fuck?
If you listen to the dialogue, it will make perfect sense.
Well, it's just that I'm like 30 seconds behind.
30 seconds of behind. Okay.
30 seconds behind.
I see.
30
Garbage
seconds.
Gamer is playing some virtual Chuck E. Cheese games, apparently.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, in the world's most depressing carnival.
Wow, it's so
ever.
Dark and dreary, and there's nobody there.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
all alone at the carnival. How sad.
Hi. Anybody?
Please,
Oh.
can someone just watch me do the swish?
Wow, how exciting.
I'm done on that one.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You can hear the
Owen's
wind blow.
here. Owen! How's it going?
Hello.
How's it going, Owen? That actually rhymes. Wow. Awesome.
How's it going, Owen?
It's like I've never heard that before.
I'm sure. Yeah. Totally original right here, folks. Liking all the Ninja Turtle stuff you're rocking. That's pretty.
Yeah, I'll also
pretty
point
rad.
out that Owen and Skinslip both have beards and are both wearing green shirts, and both of them are related to turtles. Both of the shirts.
They are. Oh, I thought you meant both Brandon and Owen are
I had
related
to
to turtles.
correct myself
Yeah.
there. They're both related to Ninja Turtles. Yes.
Yes. There you go.
Not nightly. Not that way.
Not nightly.
Not in that
daily.
way, I said.
Oh, I see.
I am related to turtles, but not in that way.
Oh, yes. I have no pickups this week, by the way, because this is the poor week of the month.
I have 3 pickups.
I have
Awesome.
1.
Wow.
We have barely anything.
I'm going to hold off. I think I should hold off until next week.
Yeah, let's all hold off.
I get paid on Wednesday.
Let's hold off till next week with pickups.
A no pickup week for SNI.
Yay! Now we can talk about even more
Everybody leaves.
stupid things.
No.
Right. Now we have more time to discuss politics and the economy.
Yay!
And
Hey,
sexism.
there's more than that to talk about.
Don't forget about sexism in Hollywood, Sean.
Oh, yes, that's a big hot button
We
topic.
wanted to give you a lot of time this week to talk about Brett Ratner, because we get the feeling you have a lot of things to say about Brett Ratner.
No, just that, see? I was right the whole time. He's scum.
Piece of shit. Just not for the reasons you originally complained, but
He's
that's
just-
okay.
It's
We'll
just
allow it.
another line on the list, like, of reasons why Brett Ratner is scum.
He's a bad director. He ruined X-Men.
Yeah.
Also, he's a sexist fuck.
Thankfully, X-Men has finally gotten back on track, like 7 movies later.
That's the effect of Brett Ratner.
Literally erased his movie from the continuity. Like, that was beautiful. I was so erect when that happened.
Did you hear the latest news about him, though, with Wonder Woman?
Yeah, well, he's out. Oh, Gal Gadot has said that I'm not going to do Wonder Woman if he's involved even peripherally.
Yeah.
And we're like, fuck yeah, Gal Gadot, you rock.
Fucking A. And the funny thing is, because because Warner Brothers was not convinced that that a DC movie like Wonder Woman would do well enough.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't sign her on, nor did they sign on Patty Jenkins for more than that one movie.
Yeah, I know.
So now that it's like one of the best-selling movies of the year, they're just like...
So now...
now
I
we
mean,
have to pay them a lot of money.
I was going to say that totally works in her favor. It's like, well... If you want me to do another one, you know what I'm saying?
Don't be smart and use it to benefit everybody.
Yeah.
Such as get Brett Ratner fired.
Well, that is definitely a benefit.
To everybody, literally.
It's like, I will take a pay cut.
It takes a superhero.
Look, I don't have to get paid well. I don't want Brett Ratner here.
That's right, exactly. It's more of a moral requirement than a monetary
trash
one.
Fire that he is.
I love that term, human trash fire.
That's what he is. It's a very descriptive term for him.
It's a wonderful term.
Literally a dumpster that's on fire behind a Macy's. Why a Macy's? Well, they're going out of business, so why not?
I'm going to take a wild guess here and say that you're organizing Magic the Gathering cards.
Is it really loud? I'm sorry.
That's okay. I just kept hearing the fnap, fnap, fnap of cards.
I'm working on my draft cube.
Cool. I don't know what that means, but I'm sure it's
cool. Well, okay, so I'm gonna just real quick. Draft cube is basically a collection of cards that I curate of all what I consider the best cards in Magic, and then what we do is we shuffle them all together and we draft as if they were packs.
I see.
So you're basically making your own custom Magic set.
The hell was that? What is going on? Oh, I jiggled my FireWire cable. That's what it is. Oh, speaking of which, I've got a bit of news. I, as most of you will know, have been capturing footage like mad from my old videos to add into the pantheon of MMC Retro content. I found like way more stuff than I remembered having, so good. So that said, things are going really, really well with that. I'm going like gangbusters with the organizing and editing. I've found like lots of footage on tapes that were completely wrongly labeled. And nice. I was so happy. I was like, oh my god, I found the first generation master recording of this 20-minute long talking segment. I can get that slight boost in quality now. Excellent. But actually, it is pretty noticeable because, of course, I would film my segments and then copy them over to Jason's tape. So the master of his tape would be second generation. He would get third generation on VHS. I was going 8mm, 8mm. But it was untime-based corrected. There was no time-based corrector at the cable office. So even though it's only second generation, there is this considerably noticeable drop in quality. So when I find those first generation recordings, I'm just overjoyed. It's like, oh, this is gonna look so much nicer now. But
Light better.
Yeah, well, like if you look at, like I did a lot of side by sides just to kind of look at the difference, and some of them it's quite a noticeable difference. In particular, when I started doing the video letters in LP mode, so some of the footage only exists on those LP tapes. Like I would record directly to his tape to save that generation, but a lot of it was done on SP master tapes and then copied over to the LP tapes. So anyway, when I find those SP master tapes, it's quite nice because it's quite a difference between that and the LP copies. But anyway, I was going to, enough of the technical stuff, I was going to say, I previously announced that MMC Retro was going to return on November 23rd, which is Doctor Who's birthday, by the way. 54 54th anniversary this year, something like that. I think 54th.
Almost
Yeah,
as
that
old
sounds
as you, right?
Yeah, well, it's like 9 years older than me. It's a Rosie older than me. But a Rosie minus a year. But anyway, so I previously announced it was going to return on November 23rd. Well, I have a bit of a change in plans there. I'm very sorry to say it's not returning until November 16th. So I actually pushed it up a week. So it's going to be this Thursday coming up.
I had that completed out. Now you're going to make me happy to watch it sooner. You son of a bitch.
So it will be coming back on the 16th, just because I'm basically so on track with everything. I figured, why wait? Let's just get this party started, yo. So it's going to be every Thursday will be a new episode of Retro, because Throwback Thursday, of course. And, so it should be good. Should be fun. 90s. Rocking it. Lots of mullets and big glasses incoming.
Yeah.
The real age of the aviator.
I like how, looking at the videos, and I would often, like nowadays I do my talking segments from fairly far away, like when I do my YouTube videos, to get kind of the expanse of the room and whatnot. But back then, I guess because standard def close-ups give you more detail, so I did all my stuff from like a foot away from the camera. It's like big glasses right up in your face, man.
When I open someone's YouTube video and that's happening, I just turn it off. Like, no, I don't
immediately.
I
don't need to hear songs like, hey guys, I got this new movie.
I don't need to be counting your nose hairs, thank you.
Oh God, I don't need to hear your inhale. That's yeah, you know what I mean.
Is that a pet peeve of yours? Audible breathing?
Horribly.
Really?
Yeah.
I hate it when I'm helping a customer and it's like in the morning and they're trying to quietly, sneakily eat their breakfast while they're on the phone with me. It's like, yeah, I know, I can tell you're very quietly putting the spoon of cereal in your mouth and chewing and crunching as slowly as possible, but I can still hear everything! And it is actually filling me with more rage hearing you do that than if you had just like crunch.
You know, I don't understand what's so hard. You know where the microphone part is on the phone. Just flip it. Flip it to this side.
Well, just
then you can still hear them.
Fucking breakfast afterwards. I know you.
Well, like
time,
exactly. Like wait the fucking 5-10 minutes it'll take to fix whatever needs to be fixed.
45 minutes on hold. I get it.
45. You could have been eating it on hold.
I know.
Or here's a
They weren't expecting you to answer something.
You could have had seconds. Well, yeah, exactly. Eat, then call. Yeah, what a concept. The joys of technical support.
That makes me want to eat like a nice crisp apple while I'm on the phone.
Well, no, I was the one in particular I always remember whenever I bring up this subject is there was this old guy, and he was eating. I'm pretty sure it was like a bowl of cereal, so I would hear him quietly putting the spoon in his mouth, and like slight slurp as he like slurps a bit of the milk, and then ka-tink as it like hits one of his teeth, and
Oh, God.
and then just like quietly crunching. I could like picture what his mouth was doing. He's like crunch, crunch. But picturing like the old man mouth, and it's like, oh God, can you just like fucking like move away from the phone, or just wait until we're
too much
done,
imagination
or
for this job. That's the problem.
I would be that total asshole that would call tech support and be like, hold on, excuse me, let me eat these corn nuts.
Oh, that's just wrong.
crinkling into the bag and
I've had
crunch,
anything all day and
crunch,
I've got into these corn nuts, man.
Yeah. Now
Shit.
Now what makes me the biggest hypocrite on the face of the fucking earth? Stop, Firewire. Seriously, you guys are hearing that on the thing, but did it actually disconnect? I don't even know if that's what it is.
I'll let you know in 30 seconds.
Anyway, what was I fucking saying? Oh yeah, is that I eat on videos all the time. Well, in particular live streams, but Yeah, so there will be
You
no
don't
game.
need the microphone though. That's the
No.
difference between going to be on a live stream.
Well, yeah, it's like I'll lean back here and I'll be munching on chips while you guys are showing your
That's
pickups. or whatever.
fine.
But,
It's when you're this close to the mic.
Yeah.
Nope, I didn't hear it, Sean.
Okay. There will be no games tonight because I have to work tomorrow. I've actually only got a one-day weekend, so this is why I've been trying to be as productive as possible tonight
I don't
or today.
have that.
Oh, awesome. Oh, you worked today and now you're working tomorrow? Great.
Yep, and I worked yesterday too.
Yay. So, yeah, this is my one-day weekend. I work for 4 days, and then I'm off like Thursday, Friday. But I'm still on days for a couple more weeks, so SNI should be unaffected for at least the foreseeable future.
Good.
December might be fucked, though, because of that's when I'm going to be on nights again.
Holidays too, man.
And holidays, yeah, we'll see. We might do some impromptu streams in the middle of the week or something whenever I have a day off. But,
Yeah, we gotta squeeze in a holiday one.
well, we gotta do something. Gotta do something, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad next weekend is not affected because I finally have a Sunday off.
Yay!
That means I could be at SNI and up late.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay! I don't know why it's fascinating to me.
Because it rarely ever happens in the last 2 fucking years.
Oh, well, that's true. Yeah, it kind of sucks because I got my weekends off right before my 2 weeks off, and that 2 weeks counted against the number of weeks I would have weekends off. So I came back with my 2 weeks, and it's like, yep, you get one more day, and then that's it. You're on, like, stupid middle-of-the-week random day weekends now. Ha, 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 ha. I hate our scheduling department so much. They just...
And apparently they hate you.
Apparently. Actually, I just hate the way the schedules work in general. Like, it would be nice if there was... Like, every other place I've worked, when you first get hired there, one of the first things they ask you is what days and times can you work? And then they give you a schedule tailored to that.
Yeah, they still ask you that, but they don't really care.
No, they did not ask at this job. At this job, one of the
Oh.
requirements is that you be available for all of these days, like 7 days a week, for all of these hours, because that's what the
Well, I
schedule
just meant
is.
like in general. They
Hey,
still
thanks,
ask
Great Red
that
Shark.
At places like at retail places, they'll still ask you that in the form that you fill out. But
Yeah, retail places do.
they don't really care. They're still
That's
gonna.
the
They'll,
proper
they'll
example.
try, but I mean, they don't technically. You can refuse if it doesn't meet what you signed up for. But,
Knowing my dad.
Yeah, you lose your job when you do that, though.
32
you
years.
lose your job.
Yeah, you do because you're not available enough hours or enough time, so they have to let you go. Sorry.
They flat out tell you.
Welcome to the modern work
Yeah,
year.
it's bullshit.
They figure they're open 365 days a year, and it's like, if it's a day, it is a work day. Consider every day a work day
Yeah,
or
it's
a potential
pretty
work
much-
day.
Pretty much what it is for me too.
My rules for where I work is I have to be available for 16 hours over a Friday, Saturday, Sunday period.
Awesome.
So
Boo.
Yeah.
Understandable though. Most people do their shopping on the weekends, especially at places like IKEA.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true, man.
that's true.
It's true.
So they want you to have to deal with customers.
Deal with it. Deal with those customers.
I do have glorious news though.
Glorious.
I am not working Black Friday.
Yay!
Yay!
That is actually excellent.
That means you can go shopping on Black Month.
Holy shit, I just took a peek at Twitch just to see, like, you guys have been throwing a lot of bits and subscriptions and stuff my way over the past few months. I was just kind of curious where it was at. The payout threshold is $100. I'm sitting at $99.42. So I'm
Nice.
literally 18 cents away. Yeah, so that's pretty
So
awesome.
nobody give
Thank
any
you.
more bits.
Thank all of you. You guys
Nobody
are
give
all
out any
awesome.
more bits anytime soon. Just make them wait.
I just did. Subscribe. Here you go. You got your 18 cents.
Yay!
No.
That actually put me nicely over. Now, I won't actually be able to do anything with that for like 2 months, but hey, that's okay. That's
Not my problem.
I'm just glad to have that in there. That's awesome.
But yes, thank you to everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
You're all wonderful.
Hey, Zach.
So,
Hi.
hey, Zach.
I guess that one doesn't show up for a while. All right, that's
I like,
cool.
I
Thank
like
you very
your
much.
clarification on your shit post.
Shit post.
And when I was like, mostly I was not watching the video for the cute cat. I was waiting for the ass explosion.
Oh.
And I was not disappointed.
Oh yeah, Bluto posted a video of his cat somehow figuring out how to get into a closed box. Very determined and clever. And then
I will grab the link.
So he's like videoing it to demonstrate, and then as as he's waiting for the cat, he just rips ass, something spectacular. And I think I think it was you, Eric, says, "What the hell, Bluto? Did you just paint the wall?"
Shit splatter the wall.
That's right.
I posted a
He's
GIF
bent over playing with the cat. It's just like, oh,
and I posted a
God.
Pulp Fiction of shooting Marvin's head off.
Oh yeah.
But I made sure it was the glitchy one, so like the glitch, like the blood splatter basically goes all over everything.
That's
because
right.
it's
Yeah.
weird glitch.
Yeah, I noticed that it like glitched hard at the end there. Like,
I
whoa.
specifically chose that one.
There, the link
Oh.
is in Twitch.
Okay, good.
I like
Yay!
Oh, hey, a wild cast appears, and there's his ceiling.
I will.
Hi, Cass.
Hi.
I cast
I
ceiling.
forgot I had it pointed up.
Hi,
Hi.
Cass. So, speaking of Cass and Multimedia Chronicles Retro, I've been.
Oh no.
There's going to be some
What year is
comedy gold. No, there was a couple from I think it was early 1992, where you came to visit me at my first Winnipeg apartment.
Okay.
And there was a thing where
Winnipeg.
you were like just doing something on the computer, and I just went. You wanted to get a shot of me, so I just sat down in the chair, and suddenly the phone rang, and like I jumped out of my skin, and you laughed for like 5 minutes about that. Meanwhile, I go to answer the phone, and you're just laughing your ass off, like at the top of your lungs, and it was a wrong number. There's some guy looking for haunts. Like, haunts? No, there's no one here. So I think, what must this person have thought? Like, he gets this person just hears this kid laughing like a maniac in the background. And it's like, no, sorry, wrong number.
I know, that's what gets me about that. Just like,
Probably... So
oh,
it's
no,
probably
you got the wrong number.
just as strange and random for him as it was for me.
I had a story to tell.
Less worried about you called the wrong number, wondering who the fuck did you call?
Yeah.
What is going on over there?
It's
I
like
would have responded like,
phone.
But I was watching.
Danger.
It's funny because you know how there's been a lot of Multimedia Chronicles videos where I get interrupted by the phone. So watching this particular video, the phone rang literally 3 times in the span of 15 minutes. It's like 3 phone calls. First the wrong number, and then our dad called to see if Cass was ready to come back yet, and then Mindy called. And it's like, holy fuck, can I just like have 20 minutes to do a video of my brother's visit without the phone ringing off the hook? So
Well, of course, I'm thinking of the most infamous interrupted by phone from 1992.
Oh, fucking phone, yeah. I remember that because, okay, what Cass is referring to is I came out to visit him and my mom in Ontario that spring. Or, no, I guess it was that summer, early that summer.
Early
And-
summer, yeah.
Yeah, and one of the things I got that visit was a new music keyboard. And so I had been doing a lot of different experiments with it, and then I wanted to... it didn't have like non-volatile memory, so I knew as soon as I unplugged it to take it home, I would lose everything that I'd done, but I wasn't too worried about it. I could just recreate it later. So I wanted to record it, but there was I didn't have any means of outputting the audio directly to the camera or anything, so I had to basically just point the camera at the keyboard and play the songs from the keyboard's memory and record it that way. You know, it's a primitive way to do it, but it worked.
Primitive.
Yeah, but at least it would get the songs recorded in some form so I could recreate them later and record them better, which of course I never did. But anyway, so I'm recording them, and at one point the phone goes off right in the middle of one of them. I'm just like, fucking phone! So, okay, that's all well and good. So a few years pass by, and Cass keeps asking me about these videos because he filmed a lot of stuff as well. Just kind of took the camera around the neighborhood and stuff like that. And so I said, well, hey, why don't I just make a copy of it for you? So I make a copy for my, 8-year-old brother. And I forgot that I just laid this major F-bomb right in the middle of the recordings. So so a little, I guess my next visit or whatever, he pointed that out to me on the tape, and I was like, oh, sorry about that.
Well, yeah, because I think mostly I'd just been watching the stuff I did or the stuff I did with you.
Yeah.
And then I remembered there was like this... and there's more than I don't want to reveal too much in case this can be future MMC retro stuff, but
yeah, I need to recapture and go through all that footage, and I'll definitely find some choice.
But yeah, you basically just put everything that had been recorded. So there was some stuff I think with you and Jason.
Yeah,
and then there was this thing recording the song. I think the best part though was actually it was right near the end of that one song too.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it was like the last
finished.
You'd almost, and it wasn't even the song. I think it was just you were playing like the one of the instrument tracks or something.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I played the individual instrument tracks, so I.
And it was literally like coming up to the end, like dun, 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 ring.
Yeah, it wasn't even like it was like right before the last couple notes too.
Yeah.
So it's like if they couldn't have waited like literally 5 more seconds. Yeah.
The other funny bit I remember about when you were doing that, it's one of these things you kind of think back to now.
Yeah.
Is, of course, you didn't want me like coming downstairs and interrupting when you were doing your recording.
Oh, yeah. I just like squirrel you away in the closet somewhere. Or...
Sean banished me to the storage room where my toys were. And it was like, you can't come out for like half an hour. But what I'm thinking is like, okay, why didn't I just go to my room where I have my computer, or like go outside and ride my bike?
You had your computer out there, you had books, and like there was like a million things you could have done in your room. But there
was a trash can you could piss and shit into.
That's right. But it's funny because I think
it was like he banished me to the tiniest room in the house.
That's right, and I think there's a point in the video where you hear you open the door and you're like, "Can I come out yet?" I'm just like, "No." Okay.
There's another one I distinctly remember too. Was I think I was playing Cars or something like that. Because you're explaining the song or something like that, and then just wait faintly in the background, you just hear beep beep. And so you like marched back to the room and told me not to make noise while I was playing. An 8-year-old.
That's right.
Not to make noise while you're playing. Wow.
You have to play completely silently as you're doing your car crash recreations.
How dare you?
So I'm just picturing me in this room, just like
sad and lonely.
Sad and lonely. Yep, I was such a good brother.
Never mind. Have we ever told the thunderstorm thing on SNI? I can't remember. I think we have.
Which thunderstorm thing?
So, as we've mentioned, like Sean and I, obviously because of the age difference, have always been more like friends than just traditional brother relationship.
Yes.
But there was the brief period of time, of course, when he was a teenager and I was like 3.
Yes.
Where that age mix really just didn't go well together. So
no.
So I would come down to Sean's room because Sean's room was basically the basement in our first house.
Yeah.
Or my first house. And
you lived in the basement? Oh, okay.
I literally lived in my mother's basement. Yeah, it was actually awesome because it was a finished basement, and yeah, it was great.
Tell yourself that.
But I would come downstairs, and Sean wanted me to go away, and I'd be like, "No, la la la," and being a little kid and stuff. So he knew I was afraid of thunderstorms. So he had an album that was just like one of those relaxation things that was all thunderstorm sounds.
Disney's Chilling, Thrilling Sounds of the Haunted House. A classic.
And so he put on the track with thunderstorm sounds, and he would crank it in stereo, so I would run away crying.
Yep. That was how I made him go away. So I go,
oh, Sean.
There's a thunderstorm right in the room. Ah!
But it's like he'd just see me get up and walk towards the record player and be like, no, no. And go running away. Yeah.
Dick.
Needless to say, I got in some shit for that.
No, I don't blame you. After having lived in a house, even just for a few months, with 4 different kids in it, like, I get it.
Suddenly, it doesn't seem so evil.
It's not.
It's
not.
Because the end result is...
And that's what that is.
Just because you're making excuses for his shitty behavior doesn't make
Just because the end result is they go away and you have peace and quiet, and that's all that matters. The years of trauma and therapy afterwards, that's beside the point. Yeah, I remember.
I was gonna say there were good times too. Like, for instance, you think Sean has that effect to make me crack up now, as I've done many times on this. Oh God, Sean has at least once in my life literally made me laugh to the point that I peed my pants. And I think he got in trouble for that too.
Probably. Like what?
Sean, stop scaring your brother. Sean, stop entertaining your brother too much.
Yeah, right. Stop making him laugh so much. I just can't win. Yeah.
What do you want from me?
You'll hear some of that in the retro videos. There's a few because I mean by that point it was basically just whenever Cass would come to visit, we'd do a little video together or something. But there's definitely some mega crack ups in those.
Remember, I think I remember what it was the one time too. It was I had my road map thing. And I think it was like I changed into my PJs, and so I was like playing with you for a few minutes before Mom or Dad would come and tuck me in.
Right.
And so you were like making my cars get into all these ridiculous, complicated crashes and all these crazy things, and I was just laughing and laughing more, and then uh-oh. And like I just like had been in the bath, and I was in my clean PJs.
That's right, and you peed everywhere. Stop being so entertaining.
Or the time you came into my room and you looked down at something and your glasses fell perfectly into my garbage can.
Oh God, yes, that was the classic. It was like, and I just like immediately played it. I was like, oh no, my glasses fell into the garbage. And then that became like a running joke forever. Like it was
for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like anytime I would say that, you just immediately burst out laughing. But yep.
You know what you need to find, and even just throw it up, maybe just as on a black background or something. Is President Cassidy.
Oh God, I have found those actually. I played them for Rosie the other day. They're somewhere. I don't remember where I found them, but I did find them. They're already captured and in the archives somewhere. But President Cassidy, yeah. Oh no, wait a minute! I know the one you're talking about. Sorry, I was thinking if Cass was the Prime Minister. That was the other one.
Yeah, we need to find that too because I haven't had that in ages.
That one I do have in the archives. It's the President Cassidy is still in analog land, so I'll have to find that. Actually, I need to get a new tape deck because my tape deck suddenly stopped outputting the left channel. Like, well, that's kind of important considering pretty much everything I ever did is in stereo. So,
or I was going to say, isn't that the mono channel usually is left?
Well, on a VCR it is, yeah. Well, and I guess on some audio decks as well. But regardless, I want both of the channels. So
all the channels.
I mean, tape players are pretty dirt cheap anyway at like thrift shops and whatnot. So I'm sure I can get something. In fact,
you can get like a really good one for $10.
There's a thrift shop right across the street from me, and I was looking at their electronics section the other day, and I did see a few tape players in there. So I might get a double deck, just so I have 2 tape players in one. So if one dies, I've got the second one already there. So,
I mean to get a tape deck also.
Yeah, I got a lot of audio tapes that I did with my friends over the years and stuff that I'd like to get into the archives. Actually, there was about a year in the middle of doing the video letters where I was without a camera. So what I did was audio letters for Jason. So yeah, so I don't know.
Oh, you made him a mixtape.
So I did those for about a year. I did about 7 or so, and then got. It's kind of funny because as you watch the stuff, you'll notice that over the course of time, the picture quality starts off really good, and then gets gradually shittier. And that's because after a while, I stopped working at the cable company, so I didn't have unlimited access to all their equipment anymore, and my camcorder actually got stolen, so I didn't have my camcorder anymore.
Jeez,
so, yeah. So what? Sorry.
Geez, that sucks.
Yes, it does. So I ended up getting an old camera that the cable office didn't want anymore, which was basically one of those old camera-only units from the early 80s, like 81. In fact, it has the manufacture date on it. It was like May of 81. Where it just had a big long cable that would plug into an old style VCR, and the VCR would actually power it and record onto VHS. Yeah. So, I mean, it's good in that it's a big camera and it's got some heft to it, and I like that. But the picture quality is just ass. Like, it is, the colors are all washed out, the resolution.
VCR, that's why, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it's just, yeah, well, and it's just the camera itself. It just did not have very good white balance. And
well, the camera's not recording anything. I mean, it's just literally capturing the raw image at that point.
Yeah. But, anyway, it did not look very good. So, anyway, I used that for a good chunk of the later video letters. I did record the sound in stereo, though. I figured out a way to pass through my audio deck and use a pair of microphones and do stereo sound, so...
Woo! Stereo sound, we are
yeah. So, I don't know. It's going to be a grab bag of quality over the course of them, but it should be interesting anyway for the content. Got some pretty cool stuff on tape over the years. I actually found a video today from 1988 where I think it was the first thing I ever filmed on 8mm. It was from summer of 1988 when I was basically just staying with a friend of the family who worked at the cable office, and then working at the cable office over the course of the summer. And then one of the things I was tasked to do was to go around to all the small towns in Manitoba and take just some stock footage of the streets and buildings and stuff.
Oh, that would be so cool to see.
Yeah, so I actually found that tape and I captured it today. And
nice.
It's got some shots of Rod, who was one of the cable installer / service techs there, rocking the '90s mullet like no tomorrow, wearing the big shades, and yeah. So it's like, so watching it, it's like there's a few shots of him like just walking off into the distance and then pointing at something. I'm like, it's like I'm watching the you know, the adventures of Mullet Man here, like as he's traveling across the land. So I'm going to be sure to include those clips in there, because he really just exemplifies the 90s in those videos.
And the 80s and the 70s.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he kind of had it all.
The mullet kind of expands some decades.
He was a pan-decade man.
That's true, yeah.
I just remember him being the epitome of cool to me when I was a kid.
Yes. Well, you get to see that video again, by the way. That's one of the ones that's going up first, is the extended edition of Journey to the Mall, where I...
with the tour of the cable office.
Where I stopped by the cable office, yeah. So you'll get to see some of the old gang there. That office...
This is where I worked before I got fired.
That's right. There is no more... That cable office is not there anymore. So, yeah. I think, yeah, I got fired, and then I got rehired, and then I became the programming director for a couple of years, and then I got fired again.
I recall looking it up on Google Street View not long ago, and I think the building is still there. I just don't know what it is now.
Oh, okay. Just some other random office, I guess.
Yeah.
I wonder how many... one of the things I found just today, actually, was some footage of when they were doing renovations and, like, taking a lot of the garage space in the back and turning it into offices. And they had Dad's old office in there, with his big desk and stuff. And it's pretty interesting seeing it. I'm just kind of curious, whatever it is now, if they kept any of that. Like, if any of that is still there. Or if they just
turn it back into a garage.
Or if they just gutted it and turned it into something else. But that was pretty cool. We had this one guy working there named Dave, who was just kind of the all-in-one handyman. He was like an architect, an engineer, and he could do like pretty much. He could build pretty much anything from nothing. And he was like the MacGyver of the cable office. So he actually sketched, like he actually did full like blueprints for the renovations to the office, and then built it all himself. He had like a back shop with a table saw and everything, and he built all of it like single-handedly. It was really quite amazing.
Ironically enough, it was McLean Avenue, wasn't it?
I think it was, actually.
Yeah, it was right at Main Street, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm pretty sure the building's been rebuilt.
Yeah. Oh, it's like completely different now.
Which, I mean, doesn't surprise me. It's a brick building, but it looks fairly new.
Oh, okay.
It's the Selkirk Post Office.
Oh, it's the post office now.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I think
so. Just another utility. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the post office used to be in the mall, like the Selkirk Town Plaza, but
well, they're moving on up.
Apparently.
Oh my God, the Riverboat restaurant still exists.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Is Barney Gargles still there?
Good question.
It was right across the street from the cable office.
Some things never change.
Like on one corner was the Max, and then the corner across from it, directly across from. I actually found just a stray shot out the window, and out that window, I saw In Video, which was the video store that I used to rent stuff from all the time. So I'll be sure to grab a still frame of that because it doesn't stay on.
Memories.
And how many checks did you bounce there?
Well, no, that was Pizza Place.
Yes.
And then when Pizza Place banned me, it was Tony's Pizza.
Then when Tony's Pizza banned, it was Pizza.
It's fun. It's funny because I have video of me getting pizza deliveries and handing the pizza guy a check, and I'm just like, I wonder if that was a good one or a bad one.
Oh God.
I was terrible.
Really have video of you committing a crime.
Yes, I was terrible back then. I was bouncing checks. Bounce checks at Safeway, but
I wasn't much better then.
Well, that's back when it was what, maybe a $2 fee for bouncing a check.
Yeah, it wasn't
not a $48 NSF like it is now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous now. Hey, I made coffee. I should go get it. I'll be right back.
So, anybody else excited for Black Friday?
No.
No. Okay.
Holy crap! Barney Gargle still exists too.
What? Barney Gargle?
That's literally what it was called. Barney Gargles. It's a restaurant in Selkirk, Manitoba.
Barney Gargles.
What a dumb fucking name.
That just sounds weird.
No offense, but what a goddamn dumb name. Barney Gargles.
Is it a restaurant?
Yeah, it's like a bar and grill.
Awful fucking name.
Apparently, some of the best onion rings you can find.
Wow, that's cool.
There's this place called Blazing Onions here. I want to try their food. We were joking when we drove by it because my nephew Garrett hates onions. If you tell him anything has onions in it, he won't eat it. And I was like, that's where we should go for his birthday. Blazing Onions.
You're like the worst person.
Yeah, there it is.
You piece of shit.
The worst person.
I'm
I
just
find it interesting, actually, that these places in Selkirk actually still have pretty high reviews on Google.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
Like
did you
for
find
fire.
out is Barney Gargles still there?
Yeah, it is.
Yay! Almost.
And Skinsilk thinks the name is stupid.
Barney
It sounds
Gargles?
It's really weird.
Barney
Barney
Gargles.
What does he gargle? Come?
No. Barney Gargles. It's based on an old story about a leprechaun. The leprechaun was named Barney Gargles, apparently.
Okay, but
So it's like a Celtic story.
Okay, it's still stupid. And what?
But
I,
semen
and
was-
beyond that, I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
So wait, semen was or was not involved?
I don't know. I don't know the story. I just know that he's a leprechaun. In fact, the logo on the sign is of the leprechaun. So there you go.
Hey, I found the playground you went to in the Journey to the Mall video.
Oh, I imagine it's all been remodeled by now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going
Or
to say.
you can find crack pipes there. Slightly
Pipes and
used.
dog shit. I was gonna say, you're saying how like bank fees weren't as expensive. It's like pretty much everything was cheaper back then. I mean, you get a pack of smoke, or sorry, like a carton of cigarettes for like less than $20. Nowadays, that might get you 2 packs. So quite a difference.
There's a reason.
But I was thinking,
Well, I
like,
remember, or in the video, when you go to the Dairy Queen and get 2 large cones for what was like $2.
yeah,
The
that'll be
value
in there.
menu stuff isn't even $1 now.
Oh, I know.
Oh, you want to talk about value? I went to Costco today, and holy shit. You get a quarter-pound hot dog and a drink for $1.50, right?
Oh shit! Welcome to the like
And
20
then-
years ago. Jesus.
And then I got, like, it was a cup probably about up to here,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a cup full of frozen yogurt,
Nice.
chocolate and vanilla swirl,
Mm.
and it was $1.65.
Wow. So basically,
$1.65.
So basically, go to Costco and relive the 90s.
That's right. That is right.
So I was going to say, like, you know...
Same price, just like Brandon said, the same price as before.
Now,
Been
one...
that way for 20 fucking years, man.
Sorry, okay. Yeah.
I liked what appears on the map.
Ah.
Chuck the Channel Cat.
Oh, God. Chuck the Channel Cat, yeah.
It's literally just a giant catfish.
Yes.
And
I
it's
think,
just...
I think
yeah.
everyone's seen it in the retro videos. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it's... I did a thing... Well, you'll see it again coming up. But I was going to say, one thing that was not cheaper back in the 90s was movies. If you wanted to collect movies like we do now, you would pay out the ass to do so. Like VHS, for example. VHS, new releases on VHS, when they first come out, would be priced, what they called priced for rental. So if you wanted to buy them, you could special order them, but you'd be looking at about $100, like $70 to $100 to buy a new movie on VHS when it first came out. And the reason...
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, what were you going to say?
Somebody posted something in the channel on Discord about like laser discs, a video that they did for their a class in like the 90s or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And the video was
I
all
posted
about
that.
like going to. That was you? Okay. Going
Yeah.
to. It wasn't you who did the videos though, right?
No,
No.
Okay. Well,
I was
anyways,
probably not even swimming in that at that point.
yeah. The videos were pretty interesting because the guy who did them actually went into stores selling laser discs and was
Oh,
like
nice.
talking about them and talking about how some of them were actually cheaper
Yes.
than the VHS.
That's what I was about to say. Was whereas a new release on Laserdisc would be about $30 or $40, typically. Sometimes maybe 60, depending what it is. But they kind of
Or if the special edition was like
the special editions were ridiculously expensive. But I mean, you figure, like I talk about how like that special edition of Aliens I got was $150. It's like, well, I also could have bought Die Hard brand new on VHS for $100.
Yep.
But then about a year or so later, they would become priced for sale. So priced for sale, they would drop to more reasonable prices. You'd typically be $20 to $40 to get just a bare bones movie on VHS, and that was normal. I remember getting the
$5 is the regular price.
Sometimes, especially later in the run, you'd get making of features at the end of the video.
sometimes you would, like a little featurette or something.
15 whole minute special features.
When I was collecting Star Trek on VHS, it was one episode per tape, and each tape was $20. So it was like $20 for an episode. And now people get all bent out of shape. It's like, $40 for that season set? Fuck that noise. Like, wow.
$25 for a season set on Blu-ray.
It's like,
Yeah,
you have
talking about
no
the
idea how
expensive
good you have it now.
Laserdisc special editions, I was just watching this week, and I was thinking, man, I'd like to have that Laserdisc set, and then I realized, oh yeah, I probably paid what, $6 for this,
Yeah.
and back then you would have paid $150 for the Laserdisc of Platoon.
Yeah, well, and that probably has all the same contents ported over, too. The only thing you're missing is the packaging of the Laserdisc, because it actually came with the original script.
That's why I would want it, you know? So
Yeah, it's a very cool set. I actually still have that
I
one.
was just thinking, that's like, fuck, I did this for $6.
Yeah,
Yeah, in high definition, and
in
back
high
then,
def. Yeah,
I would have paid $150 for this movie.
for the same content in standard definition 4x3 letterbox. Yep.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's definitely well, and at 90s prices. So I mean, like if you like adjusted for inflation,
Double,
you
at
know,
least.
it's even more. But yeah, no, it was definitely expensive to be a collector back then. But you know, it kind of became like, well, like it is now. Well, I don't really need to eat this week. I mean, I think if I buy food, you know, this collector's logic here. If I buy food, I'm just going to eat it and then it's gone. But if I buy this movie, I will have it forever and be able to enjoy it for years to come. So which really is the better value here? You
That
know.
pretty much sounds right, yeah. That's,
Yes.
Yeah. And then
that
we
is-
spend hundreds of dollars.
That's
Yeah,
bargaining,
exactly.
by the way. That's
yeah.
a sign of a problem. You're bargaining with yourself.
Bargaining with yourself, like it's like really. I mean, I can
That's
afford to.
something alcoholics deal with.
I can afford to suffer for a little bit for the
As a
greater good of
collector.
having that
I
movie.
skipped eating
Yeah.
today so I could buy a magic card. A
Well.
single magic card today. Just
Oh my goodness.
Well, there you
hey,
go. See?
but it was one day's worth. It's not like I starved for weeks on end or days. It was like I
Yeah.
didn't eat a meal of. I eat 3 meals a day. I didn't eat one of those.
Oh,
by-
okay. So it's not like you
It's
had
even
no
like that
food.
big a deal. It was like,
Yeah.
but that's the kind of thing we would do as collectors. We would, like, okay, if I only eat 2 meals for this week, 2 meals each day for this week, I could buy this Blu-ray. You know, like
And save that amount of money. Yeah.
exactly. That's
Exactly.
what we do dumb shit like that. That's what the collectors like.
Duncan says, I'm thinking the same about buying food or not when deciding to buy a retro British computer off eBay.
Yep, same concept.
I did an impromptu live stream on my personal Facebook. I'm going to see if I can, going forward, do them on the Zaren Isaac one, because it's really the more appropriate place for them.
You should be able to.
Yeah. But it was really just kind of a test stream to
Oh,
just
right,
kind of
I'll
see how it works and stuff. And it worked fine. The frame rate was ass, but it worked.
What do you expect, right?
Well, fucking Facebook stream.
Exactly.
So I did not expect much. One thing that disappointed me though was I filmed the whole thing horizontally. I was using the phone obviously because that's
it's
the only
still
way to do it.
Vertical.
And well, it didn't do it vertical, but it cropped it. It like cropped it to 4:3, like so it just chopped off the sides. I'm like,
Oh.
really? So it was still wider than those who do it vertical, but not by much. Like, you know, like for fuck's sake, I had all this beautiful image composition that you just ruined by basically panning and scanning it. You assholes.
Oh, you talking about like Facebook videos and shit like that?
Yes.
Dude, I hate it when I see a fucking trailer on Facebook and they crop it from
like-
235 to a 1-to-1
Stop
ratio.
watching.
Or they turn it
I'm
into
like,
a square. Yeah. That's what they did with my video, with my stream. Like, I filmed the whole thing like this, and I'm, like, talking about it in the... See, I'm filming horizontally because I'm not an idiot. And Facebook just fucking cropped it.
They're just like, whatever.
So I'll still do it that way, at least so I'll get the full square instead of a vertical rectangle. But at least I'll be mindful of that going forward.
Yeah, just don't waste your time, basically.
Yeah. Oh,
Sure,
well.
be a
Anyway.
troublemaker all day, Cat.
What was I going to say?
Gotta stay full screen safe.
Something, yeah, that's right. I have to put like a couple pieces of tape on the display or something. But yeah, so I did the impromptu live stream, and I forgot there was a reason I brought it up. I was going to mention something. What were we talking about before I went on that ramble?
VHS, Laserdisc, collector's editions, bargaining with oneself about.
Oh, I think I was talking about the Amiga quite a bit, and just how I really love the Amiga computer, and how mine is doesn't work anymore. I need to get some replacement parts, or just get a new, cheap used system or something. And how on eBay a lot of the you can find some Amiga stuff cheap, but in terms of the hardware, it tends to be like, well, yeah, it's old and obsolete, but now it's vintage and retro, so we can charge more. It's like, fuck.
Fast. Fast.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, the hardware is not that uncommon. Like, the Amiga had a pretty wide run, especially in Europe. It was huge in Europe.
I'm huge in Europe. I mean, what?
Oh.
No, that's in European. So, I mean, the hardware's out there, and it's just certain models had slightly lower production runs, so they're not as common, or they're more sought after because they were more expandable. But, I basically just need something functional, because I've got a box of about 300 floppy disks, the hard floppies, 3.5-inch ones. The cool sliding door. I always like that spring-loaded sliding door. But I got like a box full of them, like just full of stuff, like not just games and demos and whatnot from over the years, but also stuff that I made, like animation and graphics and music composition and stuff like that. I'd really like to get that stuff transferred over. Like, I have the software to transfer all of that over to the PC and then be able to run it through an emulator, but I'm lacking the hardware. I need a functional Amiga in order to move all the stuff over.
Yeah, we'll get you.
So I'm not looking to spend too much money, because it's something that I won't be needing for a prolonged period of time. But it'd still be nice to have a functioning Amiga back in the place. I actually had another one. I had an Amiga 500, which would have served the purpose perfectly, and an external floppy drive, and it's gone. It's just gone. I strongly suspect it was one of the many things Annetta persuaded me to get rid of. And
you did, much to your own chagrin.
And like an idiot, I did. Yeah, I got rid of a lot of my old gaming magazines. I think, fuck, I could have done a million videos about those. I got got rid of my one of the things I talked about in the live video was I dug out my old Apple IIc, and I showed the Apple IIc. And one of the things I had up until very, very recently was the original green monitor for the Apple IIc, which, I mean, it's a set. They go together. Like, one was designed to work with the other. And that's gone. Like, it's just gone. I suspect another special Annetta persuasion there. So,
you can only blame yourself for it too.
I know. I absolutely do. Like, that I should have said no. I will not get rid of that thing. But exactly. Fuck me for being a spineless coward.
It's not about cowardice. It's about keeping peace in your home all the time.
Pretty much.
You just go along with the flow when you're in an abusive relationship, because it's just
that's
not worth the struggle.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. You don't have to be like that.
This is why a minimalist should not hook up with a hoarder. You want two hoarders and a really big house.
That's why I love my girlfriend. She's a hoarder just like me.
See, there you go. You got.
She's actually more of a hoarder than me, so it's gonna be real.
So there's really no complaints there.
Someday it's gonna be a real problem. We'll have to have a talk, but I mean,
or just have a really big place.
Yes.
With lots of storage space.
Yeah.
I
want what Cinema Sickness has, man. He's got a basement that he just converted into a fucking library.
Yes.
All of his
that's the way to do it. Because then you don't have to worry about the structural integrity of the floor being able to sustain the weight of the collection. Because it's the basement. It's just, if anything, it's strengthening the foundation by holding it down more.
That's not how that works. Literally, that's not how that works.
Whatever, man. Physics.
Exactly.
That's why it doesn't work. Yeah. Anyways, there are some things to talk about today.
The basement library. Yes,
Some
I love that
interesting
idea.
things.
Sorry,
A
go
lot
ahead.
of Disney stuff happened this week.
Disney stuff. Aren't they talking about buying yet another big company?
Perhaps.
Yes.
And it was immediately shot down too, like 2 hours later. It's like, oh my god, Disney's buying Fox. Oh, wait a minute, no, they're not.
No. It's back on the table.
It's back on the table?
Jesus.
Yeah, it's back on the table.
Now, if I remember my news bites correctly, they're talking
At
about
the very
buying...
least, buy the fucking Marvel properties back.
They're talking about buying
That's it. That's all
Mattel,
you
isn't that correct?
No, that
Mattel
Hasbro's
toys?
gonna buy. It wants to buy Mattel, but no.
Oh, right. Hasbro's buying Mattel. That's who it is.
Disney
Yeah.
wants to buy Fox, except for the news. They want everything but the news.
Right. That's what it was.
Dirty
There's
liberals.
a couple of big buying things
Cucks.
going on. So, yeah. So I was saying, hey, if Hasbro buys Mattel, we can finally have the crossover we've all dreamed of. Captain Power meets the Transformers.
No.
There you go.
That'll never happen.
Then you see, like, wow, this is the biggest fucking Biodread I've ever seen. And it's like Megatron or something. It'd be awesome.
Not only will that never happen, but no.
Not only will that never happen, but what? What the fuck are you babbling about? The bio shit? Stop pooping. Like, Jesus.
Sure. Whatever you said.
There's that.
Yeah, whatever I
But
said.
in other Disney news, they also officially announced that they're moving all the Netflix Marvel series over to their new Disney streaming service, which
happened, but
we all
Fucking
knew they were going to do, but
yeah, still fucking sucks.
meh.
I am not
They
subscribing
also-
to
hey.
another streaming service. No, I refuse.
they
Right.
did today announce that their pricing for that streaming service is apparently, I don't believe it, but
For a second.
Because it's Disney.
it'll be less than Netflix.
All right, if it's like $5
Yeah.
a month, maybe. And only if they have a lot of the really old school classic Disney stuff on there. Like I want to see like just hours and hours of old Mickey Mouse and Goofy shorts. Like come on.
That'd be pretty cool.
I would be
yes.
all over that. Like I can watch all the old Disney shorts on demand. Fuck yeah, you have my money. But
Things they're not willing to put on DVD anymore. Yes,
exactly, stuff like that.
Like, put stuff like Condor Man on there or something that's out of print or some shit.
Yeah, Condor Man.
I have Condor Man.
I love Condor Man.
Frank, bless him. Frank sent that to me in one of his
Got it on
Uber
DVD.
packages.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the novelization and one of the comic books of Condor Man as well. So
You would.
very cool.
the Disney news is not over yet, by the way.
Oh wow, Disney's been busy this week.
Yes, very busy.
You know what they should call their streaming service? Just call it the Disney Vault. There you
In
go.
addition to, that's probably what they'll call it. But in addition to the Marvel shows that are moving over, there's also going to be finally a Star Wars show.
Oh
And
yes,
it's-
they're actually talking about a live action Star Wars show. Finally.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. I'm down. Oh,
No,
look,
they're-
look. I don't want to pay for another service either, but
Yeah.
Star Wars show.
Yeah, that would probably get me too.
Sons of
Star
bitches.
Wars, Marvel, they got me. Son of a
Start throwing money at them.
But what was I gonna say? Yeah, because they were talking about doing a Star Wars live action series like literally 12 years ago, if
Yep.
not longer ago. It was going to be called Star Wars Underworld, and it was going to take place between episodes 3 and 4 and cover a lot of the sort of other things going on during that period, but that related to the main events. The original plan was to do 100 episodes. There were apparently scripts written. There was pre-production in the works. Things were happening, and then it just kind of disappeared.
Now, a bunch of the scripts become Rebels, too.
Yeah, I think a lot of that material was almost certainly folded into Rebels.
It was.
Because that is
confirmed.
okay. Well, there you go. Because that is covering the same time period. Also, this was around the time that Clone Wars came along, and So originally what it was going to be was they were going to have the animated series of Clone Wars covering the period between episodes 2 and 3. And they were going to have the live-action series covering the period between episodes 3 and 4, both running concurrently. But for whatever reason, the live-action series just didn't happen. So I'm glad to hear that maybe it'll finally happen. I've always felt that...
That's not the last bit of Star Wars news either.
Well, holy shit, it just keeps going.
Well, right then.
This has been a busy week for Geek.
Hit me again, buddy. Let's do it.
Ryan Johnson, the director of Brick, which is a
yes,
movie.
I heard this news.
He did Looper, right? Anyways, he also has directed The Last Jedi.
Yes,
and he has been signed on to do a trilogy of Star Wars movies. And I just have to say, you know it's good news. You know that the movie is going to be really good when it's not even out in theaters yet, and they've already signed the guy on to do a fucking trilogy.
Yeah.
You know The Last Jedi is going to be fucking amazing.
Now, what I'm wondering is this going to be a trilogy of the side stories, like the standalone ones, or is this going to be episodes 10, 11, 12?
We don't know.
All this Disney talk right now and Star Wars and stuff reminds me of that Half in the Bag episode. This is it. The beginning of the end of your life.
I like that article was, you will not live long enough to see how Star Wars ends.
Yep.
Well, that's true now.
That's very true, yeah.
It wasn't true like 5 years ago. Yeah. Now it's true.
Yeah, we had our 6 movies and some cartoons, and that was it. But now it is a juggernaut that cannot be stopped. I remember there was a long stretch of time there where nobody knew what Star Wars was. Like, there was a whole generation of kids that had never even heard of it. And I was like, wow, you poor, deprived children. Your Star Wars-less childhood.
Thankfully, in the late 90s, it came
Now
back.
there will never be a childhood without Star Wars.
That's right.
That's actually kind of comforting a little bit. There'll never be another childhood without Star Wars in it.
Yay.
Awesome.
It's like a would you rather kind of scenario, right?
Would you rather?
It's like, would you rather?
Would you rather?
A would you rather scenario where, yes, you may not get to see the end of Star Wars, but there will never be another generation without Star Wars.
That's true. You may never get to see the end of Star Wars, but between now and when you die, there will be a lot of Star Wars.
Yes.
You will get to see a lot of it.
Fair deal.
But, yeah, I really got us. I finally started watching Clone Wars when it was on Netflix. And then a week later, Netflix took it off.
I got about halfway through the first season.
I'm like, fuck. On the official Star Wars website, they actually posted a continuity-based episode guide, like the optimal watching order to watch it in story-based continuity. And it's actually all over the map from where the order it aired. So I was starting to watch it in that order, and it was really fucking good, and I was getting really into it, and then it was gone. I was like, wow, already I can see why people really like this show. This is really good. And then they took it away. So I'm just going to have to jump on the Blu-rays at some point. And then I really got to watch Rebels as well. I really like what little I've seen of it. And it's a period in the story that I'm really interested in. So, yeah. Check that out.
The funny thing about
can we please get a proper DVD release of Droids? I'm just saying.
And Ewoks.
And Ewoks. Yes, we did. There
Right,
actually
and the
is
Star
an
Wars holiday special.
There is an omnibus of the complete run of the original Marvel Droids and Ewoks comics, which is pretty cool. Yeah, and they were published in smaller omnibuses a few years earlier by Dark Horse, and you can still find those out there somewhere.
When it was announced that he would be taking on a trilogy now, he tweeted on Twitter. Yes, thank you.
Oh, is that where you tweet?
Yeah.
Not up in a tree?
Out saying, originally I was just kind of hoping that you would like The Last Jedi, but now I really hope that you like it.
Yeah.
If you don't, I'm fired.
Holy fuck, that's coming out next month. Oh my god. It's almost time for new Star Wars.
Again.
That one I will definitely take Rose to see in the theater, no matter what.
Excellent.
Perfect.
We missed Rogue One in the theater, but as long as we see the main episodes in the theater, I'll be very happy. And then next year we get the Han Solo movie. I'm actually really stoked about that one too.
Yeah. It'll probably be good. Yeah. I'm just concerned because like they switched directors. Like how many
the production fiascos. Yeah.
Yeah. But the guy that got to do it now, hey, he's a winner.
At least it's Ron Howard.
You can't go wrong with Ron
Yes.
Howard.
Yay, Opie.
Can't.
Ron Howard is wonderful. He's him and Rob Reiner, two actors who were on very popular sitcoms in the '70s and very beloved actors. Went on to become just freaking amazing directors, like the kind of directors you can just like throw a project to and it will be great. Like I don't think either one of them has made a shitty movie.
It's true.
Yeah.
I think they've had some kind of stinkers, but
Meathead and Opie.
Really
Who knew? Rob Reiner's great. He's such a character too. Like if you see him in interviews.
Have we done pickups yet?
Cool guy.
I
We're
don't remember.
skipping this week. We're doing
We're,
it
sk-
next.
we're skipping this
Wow.
week because we have jack shit.
I have comic books. Like there's not really.
Yay!
what to talk
My
about.
birthday will have many pickups. Ooh.
Yay! Well, and you guys will probably all have your Black Friday stuff.
I won't.
And I will have my middle of the week shopping stuff.
Yeah, I
So-
will have my Black Friday stuff.
Why'd you send it to Stout, or did he buy it for you and you're paying him, or
Because I
something?
only have
There
PayPal
you
money
go.
because I had bills to pay this month,
Gotcha.
so I had no Black Friday money except for my Patreon money. Thanks,
Okay.
Patreon. I've been saving it for months for this.
It's funny you say that.
Oh, you saved up your Patreon for it? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Good idea.
It's funny you say that. How like we're skipping pickups because everybody has jack shit, and this is the week I actually bought a lot of stuff.
What?
Damn
not,
it!
Not like pickups I would share at SNI, but it's just kind of funny.
Oh, okay.
No,
Fridge
because
is full of Hungry Man frozen dinners. Let me show them to you. Look, a full pound and a half of food. It says right on the box.
Small disclaimer includes weight of tray.
Yeah, right. And glue
Yeah,
used
it
to
does.
seal box.
Yeah, okay, no. Shit.
Full pound and
Well,
a half of food.
Well, I always like when they advertise. They're like over a pound of food, and it's 455 grams.
Yeah.
For those who don't know the conversion, 1 pound is 454 grams.
Oh, yeah.
Not a lie. It's just
So it's over by 1 gram.
Since I remember we were talking about how when we buy frozen pizza, and like frozen pizza's on sale, we always check all the different kinds of frozen pizza and get the one that weighs the most.
Yeah.
wow.
It's like, well, this clearly has more stuff because it's 100 grams more than this other one.
Yes,
So-
it has more cardboard.
I was
Congratulations.
going to say it's doughier usually.
Yeah.
I tend to just get the thin crust when I do frozen pizzas.
I like actually Delizio's pizzeria style.
So, as somebody with gluten intolerance, I can't have real pizza. So my options are Udi's pizza, which is okay, or these really awesome pizzas with cauliflower crust, and I hate cauliflower.
Oh.
These things almost taste like pizza.
Really? With
Yes.
cauliflower. Interesting.
Almost taste like pizza. It's so close. I can close my eyes and pretend.
Just imagine real pizza taste real hard while
Yeah.
you're eating.
Yeah, literally. That's what I have to do.
Ooh, kind of like pizza.
I can almost believe it's not pizza.
I can almost taste it's not like butter. Wait, what?
I still love the one in The Simpsons. I can't believe it's a law firm.
Oh, God.
Was I going to say? Yeah, no, it was just kind of funny because I bought a bunch of stuff online, and this was the week I actually went and picked everything up. So I had like 8 boxes of stuff that I picked up.
Awesome.
Really, probably the only sort of one worth sharing is a new pair of headphones.
Nice.
There you go.
Hang on a second. I'll put you on the screen. There we go.
So,
This are your headphones.
so they're just.
Cass is a
They're
poopy
like the
head.
name
Blah, 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 blah.
sort of equivalent, but nice over the ear ones.
You're an asshole, Sean.
I know.
What?
Nothing.
As soon as you took your head off.
Well, he's your brother. Just take a guess, Cass.
Oh. I'll do a live unboxing.
Oh, a package opening.
It's cables.
Is that big enough for a trash can?
Not a trash can.
Didn't know they sent those in bubble envelopes.
It's a bunch of mini trash cans.
It's little trash cans that go inside
Holy
the
packaging. Good
It's the
grief.
PC game, Trash Can
What is
Simulator
this?
Deluxe.
I'm very
It's wrapped in bubble wrap.
What is... Okay.
This.
I don't know. It's still a mystery.
I know what it is, but
Okay.
I hope you know what you ordered.
I know.
I meant assuming I opened the right thing. Ow.
Just waiting to see the obligatory gash on the edge of the plastic container. Ow!
I'm not actually going to take these out of the thing yet.
What
Another pair of headphones or neckband ones.
So now you can have headphones while you're wearing headphones.
So you got 2 pairs of headphones.
You have, and those are small
26
enough. They can fit inside the bigger headphones.
Please tell me there's laziness behind this.
So then it's like you get surround sound. Because it's 4.
Stout and Sean, fuck off.
Or actually, no, you put one on like this. And then you
Okay,
put
Sean,
one on
that's
like
enough.
this. And then it's surround sound.
Are we done here?
I see what your plan was. It makes
Pays
sense now.
enough.
I've actually done that before. I've had my earbud headphones in while I've had these.
Wait, you tried to get surround sound that way?
No.
Really? I don't think it works that way.
I had a reason that I was listening to 2 different things at once. It was from 2 different sources,
Okay.
but I can't remember what it was. I think I was listening to music off of something, and I was listening to stuff on my computer
I see.
or something. I don't know.
Adding your own soundtrack to things.
And Stout, no laziness is not involved in this. They are headphones for different purposes.
Trying to figure
Oh.
out what Stout is spinning. It looks like a dick.
It's a hairbrush.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it is.
Or actually, I was going to
You
say...
spin me right round, you spin
not
me
judging.
right round, baby.
I was just. You dick, keep swinging your dick. Fine.
Just keep swinging your dick.
Meat spin for the win.
Spin. Yep. So, laziness was involved.
No, it wasn't. He just said that.
Oh, sorry.
Of
I missed that part. I was distracted by your dick.
course you were. What was I going to say? No, or I was going to say, 2016, Cass buys a bunch of trash cans. 2017, Cass buys a bunch of headphones. And then, of course, my famous quote, I have a system!
Yes. The system was clearly working.
You are the George of this group. I'm just saying. There's a system. It's a system.
That's just reminding me of the episode where his briefcase gets damaged because he left a running tape recorder in it to see what people said about him in meetings.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's like trying to figure out what happened. And so he like builds a cardboard diorama of the office scene. And then Jerry's just like, when did you do this? He's like, yesterday. Took the day off.
He took the day off to build the diorama. That's great.
And then so he like he's like the M&M. And so he like walks out of the room and he's like, the suitcase was dropped and it was jarring enough to completely stop the tape. Jerry's like, yeah. And he's like, that's what we know. Jerry's like, well, we already knew that.
Like,
The diorama was completely pointless.
How does this help? Help us to know more.
Probably one of my favorite George moments.
That's great. It's all the effort that went into that.
So
For literally
explain the
no
headphones
reason.
for us.
Sorry, what?
Explain the headphones, Cass. You never.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
it's something to do
So-
with laziness.
No.
You asshole.
It's right back to me moving into the laundry room. Apparently,
I bet-
this is the routine. John hijacks, and then he gets fixated on the hijackation or whatever.
Can I hijack by
Hijack.
guessing it?
Sure.
Oh
One
God.
for work, one for home.
Not really. These are my ones to stay at the computer. I'm not using the computer ones.
I
And-
had one of those frozen chicken burgers for dinner.
God damn it,
Like-
Sean.
That's great.
It's like one of those, you know, those patties you get. They're really cheap, and they're pink, and then you cook them, and they turn gray.
You're a bastard. You know
So that's what I had for dinner, and I just farted, and it was. I assume it was caused
just
by
shit your
that,
pants.
but it did not smell anything like what it should have. Anyway, headphones, laziness, go.
I bought some headphones and they play sounds.
So what happened?
And they
They
broke.
broke. I went to IKEA and it was fun. Just like
You're
the
two
destitute,
characters that need to be in a sitcom. That's what.
like the destitute monotone, just conclude the story as quickly as possible.
Like completely
No
defeated.
enthusiasm.
You're better than Jared and George. That's what I'm.
Yeah. But yeah, so these are to use at my computer, and these are good for like if I go for a walk or something like that because they stay on well. So
right.
that's kind of
Actually,
the idea.
I should get a small pair for my phone.
So I find earbuds just fall out all the time. So
The reason I assumed laziness at first is because I got these headphones and I was like, I don't want to take them away from my computer, but I do want to listen to music while I'm in bed, so I'm going to get another pair of headphones.
get another pair.
And it struck me when I did that, like, wow, I'm really lazy.
Actually, I am kind of on you there. That's why I own 2 IKEA back scratchers. I have one at my desk and one at my bed. My bed is literally just right over
You
there.
couldn't just bring it with you to one place or the other?
No, because what's going to happen is I'm going to be in bed and it's going to be at my desk, and then I have to get up and go get it.
Mind you, I have boxes of Kleenex all over the apartment because, yeah, I've got one in the living room, one in the bathroom, one in
I've got
each
2
bedroom.
in my bedroom. One near my computer, one near my bed, so I don't have to get out of bed to blow my nose.
Yes, definitely have one near the bed.
Yeah.
Oh, Stout, I should say that I was very touched that you were very impressed by my film analysis today.
Your film analysis?
Film analysis?
Okay, so one of my pickups was the Santa Claus
Oh, okay.
trilogy.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
I loved it.
And then I was watching and I was like, I realized, like, wait a minute, after all this shit that Tim Allen is bitched about because his show got canceled, I'm like, this movie is his worst nightmare. An upper middle class capitalist becomes the ultimate, is forced to become the ultimate socialist.
There you
It
go.
gives you a whole new perspective. Now, whenever you watch the Santa Claus, which probably won't be often, but whenever you do, you're always going to see Tim Allen being tortured by having to be Santa Claus.
Art imitates life, ladies and gentlemen. That's amazing.
what else did I buy? Yeah, I bought a bunch of clothes, so obviously I'm not going to. Clothes.
Cool.
I finally got Van Helsing on
Oh my
Blu-ray.
God! Shut up.
And Vampire Circus.
We should actually talk about one thing that we haven't brought up yet that everybody was freaking out about earlier this week.
Uh-huh.
And it has to do with something that rhymes with Hodmilla.
Oh my God, yes. Confirmed. Criterion does indeed have a shit ton of Showa era Godzilla movies.
You know that, I believe?
Huh?
16 titles. They have 16 titles.
I was 14.
Okay, it's 14. Sorry.
They're missing like 4, I think, of the Showa era ones.
Already released, which are King of the Monsters and Godzilla 54.
Yeah, exactly. So there's
12 new titles.
Yeah, 12 new ones, including the 2 that we've been pining for, Son of Godzilla and the original Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla.
Yep.
But it's basically been confirmed officially that they do have it, and there will be some kind of physical release at some point.
All the titles without a Blu-ray so far. It's literally there are only 12 titles left. No, it's those 12 titles.
That is true. That is true.
So, so when they got the Zatoichi stuff, it took them about 9 months from when they released the digitals to when they actually released or announced that they were releasing the titles. So for over a year. So my guess is we'll get the Godzilla set for Christmas next year.
So maybe next Christmas.
I thought July, June, but then I was doing the actual research on it. It's probably gonna be next Christmas, is my bet.
That would work. When does the new movie come out? Doesn't that come out around that time?
I think. Yeah.
So that would make the most sense.
I think 2019.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it's January or February. Maybe it's early 2019.
Well, I thought something was coming out next year that was kind of a...
Godzilla anime comes out.
Pacific Rim 2's coming out next year.
Rim 2 comes out.
Ah, yes.
The Godzilla anime comes out.
Well, Christmas would seem like a good time to release a big set like that anyway. So, there you go. You got time to save up, folks. No excuses for missing this one. I am actually going to actively save up and prepare for it.
Yeah, right. You never save anything.
I'm going to save up.
It's half the number of movies Zatoichi, but it's also twice the value of
it's at least a year away. Like if I could put away literally $20 a month and have enough in a year to purchase that set with change.
It could be longer, it could be shorter. I'm just guessing based on other releases they've done, like The Brood. And,
no, I think that's a reasonable, educated guess.
Yeah, I mean,
it makes sense. But that is fucking amazing. Like, I mean, we're all wondering, like, what is going to happen with the rest of these show ones? Are we ever going to get Blu-rays of them? It's like, yes, you will. From motherfucking Criterion, motherfuckers! So, yes, I am okay with that. I'm perfectly okay with that. And very excited now. So that came totally out of left field too. It's like, what? Criterion? A shit ton of Godzilla? What? Okay. Well, I would say Showa era Godzilla has some pretty major cultural significance and impact. You know.
Yeah. Understatement.
It's the one everyone remembers. But. Yeah, no, that's really exciting. I'm very, very excited about that. I will rewatch those so much. But, yeah, so anything else happened this week, or did we pretty much cover... It's actually a pretty full week.
Some things happened. Some things we don't need to talk about, you know. Maybe acknowledge all the shitty people we discovered. Shitty.
Yeah, no. Shitty.
God,
there's some stuff there, huh?
Something horrible and gross stuck in my throat.
Disgusting.
Something hacking in my throat.
Wow.
Good times.
Indeed. Oh, I hear a cat purring.
I hear very loud purring. Yes. Oh, there he is.
Wow.
I like it.
Blends right into Owen's beard. I thought it was just his beard purring for a moment.
His beard likes to be stroked.
Yes. Well, you know, a happy beard is, well, a happy beard.
We could talk about some of the deals that they're having for Black Friday.
Deals, deals, deals. I don't know any of them, so enjoy.
Well, Walmart have, I think it's Wonder Woman, Spider-Man Homecoming, and Cars 3.
When is Black Friday? Each. Is that come and gone, or is that next week?
It is 2 weeks from now.
Oh,
yep.
So like the 24th?
24th, yeah.
Right in the middle of... Well, I'll have some money then, I think, so... Maybe I'll stop by a few of the stores, see what they got. Is anything good? Couple
I
cheap
don't know
movies,
if the
maybe.
deals here are going to be the same as the deals in Canada, though.
No, I'm sure they won't. But I mean, at the very least, they usually have some cheap movies and shit. So
Yeah.
I'll take a browse. I mean, I'm right across the street from Best Buy. I'll at least pop in there and see what they got. And I know they usually do a Cyber Monday as well with the exact same things on sale that didn't sell the previous week.
Best Buy has, as usual, the best deals.
Yeah.
Well, except for those few titles for $7 at Walmart. They're going to be $8 at Best Buy. But I mean,
Fuck that.
It's $1.
It's all a matter of convenience. No, Mystic, I should not grow a beard. I have grown a beard in the past. I basically grew like a mustache and goatee. It took a lot of maintenance to actually make it look presentable.
No, just do this.
Yeah, well, I don't. Yeah, I could probably do that, but it would take me way longer to grow than it takes you, though.
No, my hair. This is taking me like 3 years to grow, dude. Like,
oh, okay, never mind then.
I don't trim it, like ever.
Just let it go.
Yeah.
Wild man.
I trim the mustache out of my mouth. That's about it.
Oh, you have to, otherwise you're like chewing on
I
it
do
constantly.
that like so janky style. I open my webcam out and I just trim it with the scissors.
That's great. Hey, whatever works.
Yeah, just back the hair up.
Yeah. No, I've got some pictures from back then, and well, you'll see whenever I get up to the early 2000s in the retro videos, which will happen eventually, you'll see some footage of that when I had my mustache.
I think Gaiman video has you with your fucking
possibly
shit on.
It would have been around that time, yeah. With my shit on. That shit on your face.
Wow, how you gotta be so rude to your mom?
There was a lot of stuff I did with Ben back then that had... actually, no, if you go... My very first YouTube videos, like Thoughts and Being Serious, I had the mustache and goatee there. I don't think it was dyed yet. I dyed it black eventually, but... yeah, you can get a look at it there. If you feel so inclined. Oh, good times.
Best 4K deals are going to be at Best Buy. They've got Wonder Woman 4K for $10, much the same way they had Batman versus Superman last year for $10.
Sweet.
Except people actually want this title.
Hey, Justice League opens this week.
Oh yeah.
Yep, I'm gonna go see it. I can almost guarantee it.
I'm like, yeah, I have a movie on my birthday weekend coming out. Oh, it's Justice League.
You know what? You go to see Justice League for Batman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman. That's your three reasons right there.
Cyborg, well, he kind of looks like a CGI nightmare, but
I don't know. Cyborg, he looks okay. Flash looks decent.
Oh my god, guys! Paramount just got hit big. They just lost their deal with Hua Media, who are the Chinese company that's been $1 billion distribution deal with them every year.
Oh,
what happened? $1 billion distribution deal they just
and that's Paramount too. Oh Jesus!
$1 billion.
But I thought
revenue gone.
But honestly, I thought the Transformers movies were massive over there.
But they dropped them.
Wow.
Right? That's huge.
That's a
now,
lot
that's something
of
I will say. I bet you
viewers.
Ninja Turtles is one of the reasons for that.
You know what? I still need to see Out of the Shadows. I keep forgetting it exists.
It's pretty good.
It's a lot better than the first one.
That's what I've heard, and that's why I actually like to see it.
Still shit.
Yeah,
Everybody's they still have those stupid versions of the Ninja Turtles that don't even look like the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
it's like,
I know, but
I feel you, but
the thing, like in the first one, I felt like they got the characterizations of the turtles quite good, and there was some fun little moments with them, but it was just way too disjointed. Like you could tell that they had done shit tons of reshoots and stuff because of fan outrage, and it just felt like, and we talked about some aspects of it. It's like, well, that thing they're referring to didn't happen earlier in the movie. It would have been nice if we'd seen that thing that they're referring to. But, so it seemed to step all over its own continuity. But there were some good moments. I did like the big chase down the snow hill thing. That was fun.
They're not dead, numbnuts.
I didn't hate it. I just didn't like the way they look. That was my biggest.
Yeah, I didn't like the looks. I liked some of the
monsters, man.
I liked some of the ideas for the looks, like making them more distinct from each other with the shit on the costume. I just didn't like the design of it. I didn't think that the design looked good. They were too big. Their faces looked weird.
They looked like turd monsters.
Yeah, but
it looked like a Green Golgothian.
The characterization was good, but I think that the biggest issue I had with him, we talked about this at the time, was that we didn't get enough downtime with the Turtles. It was just like, we had a little bit in a couple scenes, but then it was just like action scene, action scene, action scene, action scene after another until it was over. And like, the thing that made the original movie so much fun was when we would just spend some downtime with the Turtles, just hanging out, doing shit, teasing each other, goofing around. They get the brotherly camaraderie thing going on, and we just didn't get enough of that in the first one. So maybe the second one has more of that. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but
yes,
it does.
Okay, good, because that's what it needs. Those are the Turtles moments that everybody remembers and talks about and reminisces about. It's just
honestly,
the boys being the boys.
I'll say it again. Out of the Shadows was a live-action interpretation of the 1987 cartoon.
It's more like the cartoon you're saying.
And if you go back, if you're being honest with yourself, if you go back to the 87 cartoon, like, it's still fun, but it's extremely cheesy and not exactly great.
I'm okay with it. I will allow cheesy.
Them being faithful to that particular iteration of the Ninja Turtles, it's like, well, you kind of have to expect that's what you're going to get.
I think, to clarify, I think faithful to the nostalgia of the series. It's like faithful to the way people remember it and feel about it, if that makes sense, rather than the way it actually is. To be fair,
the most faithful, and in terms of just like getting everything right, and referencing everything from throughout the entire franchise, from comic book to movie to cartoon to video game, everything. Actually, Nickelodeon's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles did it.
Nickelodeon series, yeah. If you want one that's like super faithful to the original Mirage Studios comics, I still say the 2003 one, because that was easily I think the darkest of all the Turtles TV shows.
This one gets pretty dark,
and as it should be. But the first, 3 or 4 seasons in particular, they did 7 seasons total. So the first 4 seasons are pretty much straight-up adaptations of a lot of the comic book stories. And, I really wish that series would get, some more respect on home video. Seriously. It's like we have every version of the Turtles represented in full, except that one. I don't know why that one's considered, the bastard stepchild of the Turtles shows. Even Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation got a full series release.
It's important to note at this moment in time that particular iteration of the Ninja Turtles is currently owned and would be distributed by Paramount Home Video.
Oh,
Paramount who just got hit.
Is it? I thought it was Fox Kids did that one.
Yeah, no, but they're not the ones who own it.
Oh,
right
fucking
now.
hell!
They were expecting to have $1 billion to work with that they don't have anymore. $1 billion.
So you're like, why can't they get that? Well, now they really can't.
Now they really
Great. So savor those Funimation releases, folks, that were never even completed.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, no, this might mean they do something like license to Mill Creek because they need to make money quick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the thing is,
so a lot of your stuff like that might actually, a lot of the old stuff might actually get released through something.
Well, hold on a second though. Nickelodeon actually did re-release a couple volumes of the 2003 Turtles.
Literally a couple.
They were, literally 2 single disc volumes with 3 or 4 random episodes on each volume, and I was at first I was like, oh, 2003 Turtles, get new DVDs, and what the fuck is this shit? And then that was it. That's
episode. You want the Christmas episode, right? The Christmas episode.
That's literally all we got. That Christmas episode, by the way, we talked about the comics last week. That Christmas episode, it's based on the Michelangelo one-shot, the one that I have.
love that one, by the way.
Yeah,
that one's so good.
It's great. But fuck, need some 2003 Turtles love. Now, I have them all in one form or another. I had to torrent a bunch of them because they just did not get proper DVD releases or DVD releases at all. And then I bought the season sets that they were putting out up until they stopped putting them out. So I've got like seasons 1, 2, 5, and 6. That is literally how they released them. And then they released seasons 3 and 4 higgledy-piggledy across a bunch of single disc volumes. And then a set that they called Season 4, which had some leftover episodes from Season 3 in it.
So the middle of it, they just kind of fucked over. Yeah.
It was so all over the place. Like, it started off actually pretty organized, like how they were doing it. Like, it was clearly numbered and in the correct order. And then it just went all over the fucking map. And, yeah. Bye, Bluto!
Bye.
Wherever he went.
Yeah. It's sad because I would definitely like to see, like Brandon was saying, I think it would be a great idea for them to license that to Mill Creek. They have no intention of doing anything with it, not much.
Oh,
and
fuck
now
yeah.
they actually can't afford to. So
Yeah.
just license it out. Everybody else is licensing out their products so that they can be released on home video.
Paramount.
Because they don't want to have to deal with it themselves anymore. That's the new age of home video right now, is people licensing their things out.
Both
to
Universal...
Arrow Video, to Scream Factory or Shout Factory,
well, both
to Criterion.
Universal and Fox are the two that have done that the most, where they've licensed, in particular, the TV show content. Like, Fox has licensed a lot of stuff over to to Shout Factory, and Universal's licensed a lot of stuff to Mill Creek. It's thanks to that we've got all those, like, really affordable Blu-ray complete series sets of a bunch of 80s shows. You know,
But here's the
which
thing.
is great.
Nickelodeon has, and Paramount for that matter, has a relationship with Scream Factory.
Yeah.
They released a bunch of old Nicktoons on Scream Factory on DVD.
So
through Scream Factory.
Work for them.
So they could do the Ninja Turtle stuff through Scream Factory.
Well,
they have no excuse.
Shout Factory did the Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation release as well. So
there you go.
It was part of their. I think it was part of their Saban deal actually, because Saban did that one, where they kind of tried to Power Rangers-ify the Ninja Turtles, but so it was part of that deal, and it includes the Power Rangers crossover episodes too. But I think that was just kind of a one-off. They didn't. There was no other Ninja Turtle stuff in any of their deals. It was just that one because of the weird licensing.
Yeah.
For it.
But if they have a deal, or not a deal, but if they have a relationship with Nickelodeon, with Paramount, then they have a relationship with the people who have the rights to 2K3 Turtles.
Yeah.
Well, they may not be allowed to release it because, say, I don't know, maybe Kevin Eastman hates it for whatever reason, right?
Yeah.
We don't know. And so they have to ask everybody who's involved with that, producers, the people who own the rights. One of those people says they don't really know. And that's it. It gets nixed. So if like a producer hates it, or they're mad at Paramount because Paramount paid them enough, and they're like, well, I want percentage, and Paramount's like, no, then that might be the reason why it's shit canned too.
Actually, the Stewie one says, try being a Kim Possible fan and waiting for Disney taking their fucking time releasing the Season 1 DVD with no goddamn extras. Well, and Disney just in general with their TV show stuff has been really stingy about releasing it. I mean, there's how many shows do we have, like afternoon shows that are incomplete, like Gummy Bears, and I think DuckTales is finally getting completed after God knows how many years. It took forever for Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Ranger. Actually, I don't think Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers is complete yet. Goof Troop was released as a Disney Movie Club exclusive.
Goof Troop.
Well, and there's a lot of shows that have not had releases of any kind, other than some random episodes on a few compilation discs here and there. Like there was the Aladdin series and the Little Mermaid series, which had those two had some random episodes put out on the Disney Princesses compilation discs, and that was it. Like, where's the fucking series sets? Like, I would buy the Aladdin set at the very least. It had Dan Castellaneta as the voice of the genie.
I want all of them, just order, man. Got me happy.
It'd be nice to get the rest of Darkwing Duck, the rest of Gummy Bears,
Darkwing Duck,
the rest of DuckTales, like.
Yes, so I'm surprised the rest of the DuckTales didn't come out when the anniversary hit and they're doing all the other shit.
Well, I know the new series is out. Like, come on. Let's get some cross-promotion happening, for fuck's sake. I thought you were all about money, Disney. Money on the table. People are waiting for it.
Not really.
It was like pulling teeth just for them to release the rest of the original series of Gargoyles, which they finally did. It's like, oh, wait a minute, people actually want to buy this. So much so that it became a wide release after the Disney Movie Club exclusive. Now, the only thing left is the Goliath Chronicles, which most people don't give a shit about anyway, as long as we got the main series. So, it would be nice to have, just for completeness sake, but we've at least got the main series complete now. But I don't know. It's like, on the one hand, Disney seems to be all about money. Like, in particular with their movies and everything being priced out the ass. But when it comes to their TV shows, they're just really, really stingy about releasing them. Like, they have to hit such ridiculous numbers, I'm guessing. And if they don't hit those targets, they say, oh, nope, no good. Not making enough money. So, I don't know. So I don't know why they don't do a few more of them as Disney Movie Club exclusives. I mean, it seemed to work well for Volume 3 of Gargoyles. And
that's why.
That what?
If you touch yourself at night.
Well, clearly. But
that's
other than that obvious reason, you know, it worked for Goof Troop. The DuckTales movie was a Disney Movie Club exclusive for a long time. But I think it has since got a wide release.
Yes.
I'm surprised, actually, that one, of all things, was so hard to get for the longest time. I mean, you think that would be a fairly big one. I don't know.
No, I'm just singing. I don't.
Whoa. Yeah.
For the longest time.
Has the new series properly started yet, or are we still waiting on that? So I know we got a pilot. It has, eh? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Anybody been watching it?
I have.
Yeah. I know the pilot was quite well received.
Is it good?
I've been enjoying it quite a bit.
Yeah.
All right, then. It's good enough for me.
I will have to check out more of it. I like the pilot. Yes.
Look, Owen watches a lot of shitty cartoons, and if he says this is good, he knows bad. So I trust him and says this is good. So.
Well, from what I've seen and heard about the new DuckTales, it seems to be pretty genuinely good. Like they did a good job of it. Oh, it's great. David Tennant is terrific.
Different,
as
but
Scrooge.
It still has enough of the original DuckTales in it that
it's a proper update. Really, I mean it's got all the elements that you remember and love about the original, but at the same time brings some new stuff to the table, which is cool. I know people were kind of iffy about the character designs at first, but I like them. They've actually kind of grown on me very quickly. It's more like the comics, like the comic book style of design, but animated, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of character design, the new Doctor looks stupid.
Shut up, every hater in the world.
Wow, Mystic, really? Mystic TV says DuckTales is back? Since when? What rock have you been living under? Yes, there's a new DuckTales series, and
Disney
it's
XD.
awesome. Disney XD. Check it out.
On the subject of Doctor Who, I have to say, I actually like the way this Doctor looks more than any of the Doctors I've seen in forever. You know, I'm just thinking of all the Doctors that I've enjoyed watching up to this point, right? And I'm thinking, I like the ones that have a kooky kind of attitude and show it with the way that they dress.
Well,
and this is definitely a kooky kind of dress, and I like it.
Quirky and a little bit eccentric.
Yes.
Here we
also, the rainbow suspenders from Mork and Mindy, I mean, yes. Yes.
Hold on a second. I will just grab the picture here for everyone.
Make some food. Are we almost done?
Yeah,
right?
probably.
And
literally talked about every nerd thing possible.
Yes. Well, there's a lot to talk about this week.
I know. We didn't even talk about the big thing.
What big thing?
The big thing?
Sorry, what?
Yeah, we did. We talked about that first.
Talked about that a lot.
Talking about the whole subject. There's been a lot of it.
Oh, yeah.
But it's all right. There's a
Okay,
lot of
here we are.
that. And
Hold on
by
a
the
second.
way, I'd like to say one thing about it. To quote my friend.
The new Doctor, ladies
Okay.
and gentlemen.
Someone's saying they're seeing too many. Someone said like they are seeing too many accusations, and my friend's like seeing too many people say that accusations have gotten out of control. It obviously never occurred to them that the abuse is what's out of control. This is what's been.
Yes.
This has been a small safety window, pried open within decades upon decades of abuse and shame. So the only reason
Yes.
victims have had this small chance to speak out, probably not even get real justice, only share, is because people are holding that window open for them to get out behind them. People are still leaning down on it to shut it hard. So you know what? That's what we have to say about that. You think you're tired of hearing accusations, and you should actually be tired of hearing abusive men.
Well, exactly. It's like it's not that the accusations are getting out of hand. It's that these people finally feel empowered to speak up about it because others have spoken up about it, and it's always been there. It's just coming out in the open. Anyway, this is the new Doctor's costume.
Yes, it's awesome. Except I don't like her pants because I don't
Her
like
pants, the hip waiter kind of things.
I don't like waters at all.
There are
I love
there
the
are
jacket.
the
I love
jacket is
the suspenders, the shirt.
the jacket's great. The suspenders. There's a lot of references to just kind of sci-fi pop culture in general and previous Doctors in the outfit. There's like there's a breakdown somewhere, I think, on the BBC or I think Radio Times actually did a breakdown of it. So pretty cool. And the TARDIS has gotten a little bit of a updated design there as well. So yeah, definitely looking forward to it. I guess we'll get our first glimpse of her in the tail end of the Christmas special this year. And then, for those of you wondering about the new DuckTales, who refuse to believe that it exists.
Exists.
There we are. Dun, dun, dun!
Well, nice. I just didn't watch an episode.
There's a picture for you. That's the new DuckTales, the new design.
I see the clips, yo.
And it's awesome. So check it out. It's really good stuff. If you like the original, you'll love the new one too. It's good fun. Still not completely sold on the updated version of the theme song, to be honest, but a small concession.
And the voices, well, they'll grow on you if you heard them and they annoy you. They'll grow.
I
on
had
you.
no problem with the voices. Actually, I was a little iffy at first about David Tennant, simply because I didn't think he'd sound old enough to be Scrooge McDuck per se, but no problem at all. Like his characterization is spot on as far as I'm concerned.
Yep. I mean, I've seen a few clips, but I've never seen a whole episode. So I'm like, yeah, it's alright. But I'm a voice cast, man.
Should definitely check it out. Yeah.
All-star voice cast. Good shit.
Oh yeah, it's a great cast.
Yeah.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, well, as Skin Slip sort of quietly pointed out there, I think we've covered everything under the sun for this week, so
Literally.
I think we're going to call it it was actually a pretty full week considering we didn't have any pickups to fill up more time.
We're still on for 2.5 hours. Like, shit, man.
That's right, I know. Alrighty, well, have yourselves an awesome week. Once again, MMC Retro returns on the 16th. That's this upcoming Thursday, so be sure to check that out. Be a special extended episode of the Quest for Blank Tapes. So I hope you enjoy that. And
I will watch that on vid.me.
Excellent. It probably won't be on vid.me because I think it's too long.
Fuck you.
I still haven't hit the 50 follower threshold, so I can't get the time limit lifted just yet.
Yeah, me either. I gotta go back to putting videos on
I
there.
followed you, Skin Slip, because I saw you followed me, so I followed you in return.
Go follow Sean on vid.me, everybody.
It's vid.me/Zeronizerac. I basically just need to hit 50 followers, and then hopefully I can get the time limit lifted, and then I can start mirroring the YouTube stuff over there. Basically just kind of setting it up as a potential alternative to YouTube should YouTube continue to go downhill. So we'll see how it goes. Alrighty. Have yourselves an awesome week, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for chatting, and we'll see you next time. Until then, sayonara.
Penis.
Fuck.